There are a lot of uncharacteristic penalties and mistakes and things like that. What happened, right?
Yeah, that definitely killed some drives on offense. I think there's three and outs to start the game, and just uncharacteristic things. A couple targeting penalties in there. I thought the second one was kind of hard luck. Some personal fouls, roughing the passer that kept drives alive when we were feeling a little momentum. I thought we could move the ball on them a little bit. Once we settled down after the first three drives, and yeah.
Coach, what happened in the fourth quarter? I mean, obviously you guys were able to score, but they were able to score 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals, and you were able to move the ball pretty well. So what has to change defensively?
Was that all in the second half or fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we got to get them off the field. We didn't get them off the field when we needed to, and drives got extended in different places and different reasons.
Speaking along the same lines of getting off the field, one of the ways to do that is by turnovers, and this is 2 games now where there's no forced turnovers for the other team, and part of it with your run and shoot offense, I think with the defense, that's what you look for a lot, is to get the ball back, right? That's 2 turnovers.
Yeah, sure. Turnovers do help. I don't think we created. I don't think we gave a turnover up besides the 4th down, the non-4th down conversions over there. But turnovers do help. It changes the momentum of a game. Getting them off the field, making them punt. I don't know the time of possession off the top of my head, but it seemed like we didn't have the ball in the 3rd quarter very much. But that's just part of it. And I'll tell you what. This is a very difficult team to game plan for, with a new coaching staff and it being their first game. It felt like we had 2 first games back to back, but even defensively, a defensive coordinator that we didn't has never called it, and so trying to figure them out by watching other people's defenses it was part of it this week, and it wasn't easy. But the guys did a great job. The coaches, we felt like we had to do our best coaching job as we try to figure them out and make adjustments and see what they were doing. But the mistakes, I think the mistakes just add up, and we can't have those mistakes.
Coach, Stanford today ran for 158 yards total. Going into this game, was that something you knew was going to be tough for them? Or tough?
Coach Taylor's MO was to was a running background. He has a bunch of runs. Watching the Sac State film. And having to go off of that. Now, which direction and what type of runs he was going to choose, again, it comes down to, the game plan and figure them out on the move. And again, there's just, I felt like in a couple positions, they got off really fast and they kept creating second and shorts, which just kept them on the field and driving. Once we got a beat to stop them down, to slow them down, then some mistake was made somewhere where it kept the drive going, and it was hard to get them off the field.
Hey, Coach. As far as your guys' running game goes, what do you feel like you guys can do to jumpstart that and just get more production there where it's, not really existent today?
Yeah. Find a way to get it rolling. This is 2 games in a row that we haven't. That was probably our bread and butter last year. And as we, as the run and shoot, as we keep our tight end and add extra runs in. When we watch these films, and usually the case, it's a breakdown somewhere. And then it's a play where one person breaks down, and the next play another person breaks down, and we all kind of take turns breaking down instead of being on the same page, being consistent. And I think that's where some of the youth in these guys kind of show up. Playing for the first time, and just getting on the same page. So as they get the continuity together, as they watch themselves on film, understand. I mean, these are not easy opponents. But I think with understanding what they can do and how they can do it and just kind of growing and learning from it, you know, I think it'll be okay.
They exited camp with 3 quarterbacks. How much time were you able to prepare on Daniels, and also were you surprised by his passing?
Yeah, he played really good. You know, he played really good. I mean, it was a dink and dunk. It was a dink and dunk. It was a slant. It was a sit down. It was something over the middle in the seam. And then he hit he'll hit a chunk play with a gimmick. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the MO of the offense a little bit. But you know, he did a really good job. You know, I thought times that we had him wrapped up, we had him in pressure. He got the ball off. But if we can get to him and we can get some sacks on him, I think you know, backed him up behind the chains a little bit. I think we would have had a better shot. But we weren't in front of the chains. They did a good job staying on track, and that's probably the difference.
You guys being you and Braden, the offense find 11 different receivers for completions, and it seemed like for the second week in a row, you guys were getting open a lot more as the game progressed. So were you seeing some things, and Braden also seeing some things that helped? And secondly, to go with that, looked like there was some protection breakdown. There were quite a few sacks. So
Sure.
Some good and some bad.
Yeah, there's some good, some bad in there. I think Brady, when he watches the film, we watch the film together, we're going to see some throws that we're going to want back, or maybe some targets down the field, or some eyes and some progression that could have gone in the right place. Maybe they'll save those sacks too, you know, and getting the ball out quicker and those type of things. But I thought our receivers and guys, you know, they did a good job for the most part. You know, disappointed in some of the drops. You know, those are things that we can't have. As you know, we just talked about the defense, and we talked about trying to get them off the field. But you know, for us to stay on the field and sustain these drives, you know, we got to be really good at managing those things and taking completions and making sure that we secure the ball and we're moving the ball down the field.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.